Good afternoon, everyone. I want to tell you a little story about Greenland. So who's heard of Eric the Red? Yeah? Did you know I'm related to him?
No.
Eric the Red was born in Norway, and he was exiled, and he was shipped off to Iceland. He was exiled for murders, so there isn't much about why other than murders. We're not sure if he actually did them or not. So in Iceland, he was then exiled again for more murders. But he had heard news of a land to the northwest. So he had nowhere else to go, no home, no family he could return to because he was exiled and they weren't. So he just sailed up northwest to Greenland. And he didn't know, it wasn't called Greenland at the time, obviously, but he got there and he landed and he was the first permanent settler there. And so he took 4 or 5 years and just sailed around the entire island, and he just made a whole bunch of permanent settlements there. Most of the permanent settlements are still the towns today. And then he came back to Iceland, and he told everybody that this very lush, great island, good for farming, called Greenland. You know, you're living in Iceland right now. Who wants to be in Iceland? Iceland. Go to Greenland, it'll be great. And he was just being facetious because most of it's covered in ice. And he stole a lot of settlers from Iceland. Who thinks any of that was true? Who thinks all of it was true? I'm not related to Eric the Red. He was exiled for his murders. And the reason it's called Greenland is because most likely when he landed there first, it was very green and lush because he wasn't near the ice-covered part. Greenland was actually found by Gunnbjorn Ulfson, but he went to settle there and disaster struck and everybody died. So Eric the Red was indeed the first permanent settler. And after Eric went back to Iceland, he told everybody accurately what happened, and they actually moved there out of curiosity. Eric's son, Leif Erikson, inspired by his father's travels, went on to find Vinland, kind of like Finland, but not. And but he sailed to the west, and he found what we now call Newfoundland. So Eric the Red found, well, he didn't find it, but he settled in Greenland, and Leif landed in Newfoundland. Leif invited Eric to go on the trip to Newfoundland, what we now call Newfoundland, but he declined because he fell off his horse, and he took that as a bad sign and declined. So the winter after Leif left, Eric died. So nowadays, Greenland has a population of 57,000, and the GDP is the lowest GDP in the world. However, the GDP per capita is equal to that of Canada. The government gets most of their revenue from a yearly grant from Denmark, because Denmark likes Greenland. I couldn't find out really why. They just give them the money. And the capital is called Nuuk, or Godthab, named after something, excuse me, named after something that Eric the Red said. But that's why. And the total area of Greenland is 2.1 million kilometers squared. 81% of that is covered in ice. If all of that ice melted at once, the ocean level, the ocean table would rise 7 meters. That would mean that the water level would be, the shore would now be Barrington Street instead of the piers. Greenland has the largest national park in the world because it's a giant sheet of ice that's 1.6 million square kilometers. And the scientists lately have now believed that Greenland is not actually as large as it is. It's actually an archipelago covered in ice. So if it all melted, it would be several islands. So the economics of Greenland just include exporting minerals and fish and shrimp, and that's really it. That's all there is. Every town has an airport, and the population, I said, was 57,000, and 88% of it is either Inuit or Inuit Danish, and they all speak Greenlandic, and that's a country-specific language that 57,000 people in Greenland speak it, and only 100,000 people across the world speak it. So it's a very small culture, but their culture includes football, golf, fishing, and dog sled racing. They apparently really like football. That's all I have to say about Greenland. I hope everybody liked it. Thank you very much.
Good evening, folks. As you saw just a minute ago, Kevin was doing his presentation today, so I didn't do any vlogging till this point, and it's 7 o'clock now, so I am going to be making some hamburger helper, because I am lazy, and that's what I want to eat tonight.
He says it's 7 o'clock, but I'm never going to know what time it is.
Yeah, the digital cable box is gone because we got rid of it today, because over the last 5 months, my digital cable bill has gone up almost $50. Not that I was really paying it, but we all agreed that that's ridiculous considering we could download everything for free and just work with what we got. So we're going to get rid of it, or we've gotten rid of it, and now we're just going to start downloading things and streaming it onto the PlayStation 3 instead. Save ourselves a little bit of extra money. And that's all I really did today. I went to the mall, I picked up another new pair of boots. I give them about a month and then they're completely destroyed again. Does that happen to anybody else? Like, seriously, I'm pretty sure that my feet sweat acid and just the shoes disintegrate. Because it's never the outside of the shoe, it's always the inside of the shoe, and it's always gone within a month or so. Does that happen to anybody else? So Kevin and I just got finished watching Saw 6 that we were watching. A very shitty quality of it too, by the way. I have to say that didn't feel like a Saw movie like the other ones did. That definitely felt like a fanboy movie. Like they were milking the piss out of everything they were trying to do. And it looked like they set it up perfectly for a Saw 7. God, I hope not. It really pisses me off that people can't understand that franchising everything isn't the answer. The first Saw movie was fucking awesome. The second one wasn't so great. The third one was still pretty fucking awesome, and then everything else has teetered down a bit. The fifth one was alright too, but this was garbage. The 2 and 4 were...
It's true.
Just 1 and 3 were alright, 5 was okay. Like, 1 was amazing, 3 and 5 were okay. And this was just garbage. If they come up with another one, I don't even know. Like, this is... Not everything needs to be a franchise, okay? Not everything needs a sequel.
Alright, so how does one suppose that I could transpose this onto my face? One side, the other side. One side, the other side.
It's going to be awesome. There's no way that's going to be bad.
How the fuck am I supposed to do that?
Do it.
I need like a thin razor. I need like one that's like this thick. This thin.
Oh, I have one.
Oh good, Dan has one. So what do you think? Left side, right side. Left side, right side. That is not thin enough. Look at how stupid Dan is.
That's thin enough. You could totally do it with that.
I have the same thing on mine. It's still not thin enough.
And then we need to try harder.
I think this one will be easier than the other one.
I haven't used this in years. I wonder if I should.
Man, if I fuck this up, I have to shave. Why can't I just do fire? You guys are assholes. Look at those comments. Fuck you. Who the fuck is Benzene? I hate you.
That's Ben.
Yeah, Benzene. It's to you, I hate you. I might just not listen to you because your name is Benzene. Yeah. Fuck you, I'm getting fire.
Hey Kevin, you remember that time in day 28 when your head exploded? Man, that was a fucking mess. I'm glad we put that back together. You guys should really check it out.
So I don't know if you can see it really well, but I tried to do a lightning bolt because I am not artistic enough to do the Decepticon symbol. Therefore doing the Autobot symbol would be silly. This is my attempt at a Triforce, and it failed. So it's now clean shaven. But I don't know if I want to keep the lightning bolt. I mean, I can see it. But it's kind of silly.
And we just finished watching The Uninvited. That movie was an unnecessary shitstorm, quite a bit. And the plot twist was very M. Night Shyamalan.
There are more plot twists than there was plot.
Sound like any video games you've ever played? Yeah. If anybody gets that joke. Sorry, I just forgot that I was my own best friend for the last 5 years. It's cool, let's go kill Sephiroth, guys. No, that's cool, bro, it's alright. Alright, well, it's after midnight, so I'm going to edit this and put it up I'm gonna go to bed because I have to work, not in the morning, but I have to work tomorrow. So the night is over and I'm going to bed. Night, guys. Kevin.
I hope everybody liked my presentation.
He is such an awkward talker.